So plastic pollution doesn't know any borders. It will get everywhere. It is already everywhere. We've found plastic in the Arctic. We found plastic in the Mariana Trench, so the deepest trench in the world. You will have plastic in your food, in honey, in water. We take it in. It's everywhere, so you cannot get away from it. There are various ways of plastic to reach the ocean. Things can be blown off trucks. People can discard stuff directly at the beaches, in parks, and it will make its way into the sea. Fishers lose gear, and sometimes they discard their gear as well. People lose things overboard when they are at sea. Microplastics tend to carry quite a lot of chemicals. Filter feeding whales will have a problem with microplastics, for example, because they filter the water, but they also eat the smallest animals. Plankton is eaten by fish, the fish is eaten by bigger fish, and then at some point it will be eaten by a dolphin, for example. And so they get all the accumulated microplastics in the fish that they eat. We know that plastic affects whales and dolphins. They can ingest it, they can eat it, and they can get entangled in it. It can make them feel full, so they stop looking for other food, for their normal food items, and it won't give them any energy, so they will starve to death. It can block their gastric systems, so there's no way for anything to go in and out, which can kill them. We tend to see deep diving whales being more affected by plastic. They seem to eat plastic a lot, so we have deep divers with lots of plastic in their guts to the point of the stomach ripping, exploding.
Ghost gear. And there's something about that which is that actually it carries on killing. It's a killing machine, and because a lot of it is made with plastics, as opposed to originally it would have been made with organic material, it would have broken down. It's just kind of, it's there forever. There was a sperm whale found off the coast of Spain, I think, and it had basically a greenhouse in its stomach, one of those plastic kind of greenhouses.
One example was a rhesus whale in America, and it stranded and died on the beach, and they did a necropsy where they looked what was the cause of death, and they found a small piece of plastic, and it was something like 6.7 by 10 centimeters, if that. But it was quite pointed, and it had injured the stomach wall, the stomach lining, and so the individual died because of this injury, because of this one little piece of plastic.
Matt Savoca, who was asked this question, he said that the impact of killing 3 million whales in the 20th century had the equivalent environmental impact of destroying the entire Amazon rainforest.
By being in the ocean and swimming between the surface and the depth of the ocean, they circulate nutrients, and whales tend to poo at the surface. So they have a punami at the surface, which feeds all the plankton, and so makes it possible for the plankton to produce oxygen. So, and then they circulate the nutrients that they've pooed out as well. So there's the circulation, there's the carbon in the bodies, and there's the carbon that they lock away when they die. So whales are incredibly important for the climate, because everybody thinks it's the underdeveloped countries that have the biggest problem, but it's not. We have the same problems here. You might just not see it that much because we have microplastics. They might have the bigger floating plastics. And so there will be problems that we don't even know just yet. We don't know how plastic affects the health of people or of animals, of the smallest organisms to the biggest organisms. So there's a lot that we still don't know, but it is everywhere. That's something we know. everybody can do something to reduce their plastic footprint. So if you look around, everything is made of plastic, and we use a lot of plastic, and there are areas where plastic totally makes sense. Where it doesn't make sense is when it comes to single use. Everybody can change how they use things, how they interact with the environment, how they discard of things. Be more mindful of the things that they buy. How is it wrapped? Can I actually recycle that? Do I need this item, or do I already have 20 very similar items at home? And so there's always hope for us. There's always hope, because I think people wake up to the fact that there's a problem out there. People are part of the problem, but we can also be part of the solution. Just in general, be a bit more mindful of your footprint in the environment, and that will also filter down to the sea, to whales and dolphins.